Sir Handel and the Snowball. One afternoon, when Peter Sam arrived to the sheds, the engines could see that one side of him was covered in big patches of snow. Sir Handel was the first to speak. "What's up, Peter Sam?" he asked. "Been playing in the snow again?" "No," replied Peter Sam. "Somebody was throwing snowballs at us as I was taking workmen to the quarry, and then again when I was coming back with the slate train." On the way to the slate quarry, there is a long stretch of track that runs through a small forest. Some children had chosen this place to throw snowballs at oncoming engines, so that a snowball would come as if from nowhere. Sir Handel laughed. "Since when did snowballs become so dangerous?" he chuckled. "If they're thrown at the right angle, they can be very dangerous," Skarloey answered. "Pooh!" Sir Handel snorted. "Snow is just silly soft stuff. It's not that dangerous." "All the same," Skarloey continued, "snow should not be taken lightly." Sir Handel just blew steam at him and huffed away to collect his train. A few days later, the Thing Controller came to see Sir Handel. "I need you to take the workmen to the quarry for a while," he said, "just to give Peter Sam some time off." "Ha!" Sir Handel laughed. "He's just afraid that he's going to get pulverized with harmless snowballs." The Thing Controller stared a mighty stare at him. "Snow should not be taken lightly," he said, and then left. In the last few days, Sir Handel was taking Millicent and Gertrude, filled with workmen, from Crossnecruin to the quarry. Each time he passed the small forest, he looked to his left and then to his right. "Pooh! Peter Sam's just talking nonsense," he huffed. "I don't see any children here. Besides, snow is just harmless. It can't hurt me." But all the same, he was worried. One day, as Sir Handel was collecting Millicent and Gertrude, there was a loud grinding and clanking noise coming from the coaches as they left the sheds. "Looks like we're going to have to take the other coaches," said the driver. "It seems these ones are due for a checkup." Sir Handel grumbled dreadfully as he moved Millicent and Gertrude out of the way and went to collect the old coaches, Agnes, Ruth, Lucy, Jemima, and Beatrice. They were in a bad mood, and they didn't want to come out of their warm shed. Unfortunately, they were the only ones available. As Sir Handel pulled them out, Agnes spoke to him. "Pull any tricks on us," snapped Agnes, "and you'll be sorry that you did." "Oh, stow it," Sir Handel huffed. "I'm not too fond of taking you either." "At least we agree on something," Agnes replied. Back at the small forest, some children were getting ready to bombard anything that came by with a giant supply of slush balls. These were like snowballs, but they were compressed so hard that they became wet and were like spears of solid ice. Suddenly, they heard the sound of pistons pumping and a loud whistle. "Get ready, chaps," said one. "We've got a live one." As they were getting into positions, Sir Handel was having a hard time getting up to speed. His wheels slipped, and he panted as he strained at the heavy train. "Come on! Come on! Come on!" he chuffed. As they approached the edge of the forest, Sir Handel blew his whistle again, long and loud, as a warning to anything that was on the tracks. But this was the signal the children were waiting for. "Now!" someone shouted. Instantly, a barrage of slush balls flew from all directions, smacking onto Sir Handel's boiler. "Ow! Ooh! Ouch!" he cried. Then it happened. No one exactly knew what had happened, but Sir Handel's brakes came on hard, and the train came to an abrupt halt. The coaches felt jolted. "Get him, girls!" shouted Agnes. "He's bumped us!" "Oh! Oh! Oh!" Sir Handel screamed. "Stop! Stop!" But it was too late. Sir Handel jumped off the tracks as the coaches surged into him. The driver, who was rubbing the side of his head, came out of the cab, followed by the firemen, and began running into the forest, chasing the children. Some of the workmen climbed out of the coaches and followed after them. Finally, they caught the children, and made them help lever Sir Handel back onto the rails.
"What did I do now?" Sir Handel asked his driver. "What made the coaches do that to me?" "One of those slush balls smacked me in the head," replied the driver, "and I toppled onto your brakes, which caused the train to stop hard."
Then he and some of the workmen escorted the children into Beatrice. When they arrived to the quarry, the driver telephoned for a policeman to take the children home. The children were severely scolded by their parents when they were found out. As a punishment, they had to do community work around the yards. But when the engines heard the news, they laughed and laughed. "Fancy that!" Peter Sam chortled. "Sir Handel coming off the rails, all because of a snowball! Ha 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 ha!" Sir Handel snorted and turned his back to the engines and went into the shed, mumbling himself to a fitful sleep.